Hey, um, so it's been a while since I made my last video, and I mentioned um, back in my last video that I was gonna start a YouTube channel for books like booktubing, and I still want to do it eventually. Um, but I think one of my biggest issues that I've currently been tackling over the last several years has been seeing things through and being able to stick with something without getting overwhelmed, without getting overstimulated. And so throughout the last several years, but especially the last couple months, I've been really meditating on like what do I enjoy doing? What types of hobbies am I into? What are my interests? Because I know that I can't have a YouTube channel where my niche is just a bunch of different scrambled things here and there. I can't do that. Um, I need to have some kind of a theme that goes through all of them. So I started thinking, okay, maybe at some point once I've got a better comprehension of my reading, because I mean I can read. Just what I mean is when I finish a chapter, I don't have very good memory of what I read. I'm not very good at picking things up. I have to go through it a couple times in order to really understand it. I'm getting better at it, but I think I have to have um, a better comprehension and a better um, memory span with reading before I can really have a good steady booktube channel um, at a decent level. So um, I'm gonna put that aside for now. But I started thinking on, okay, what are some of my hobbies? What are things that I'm really into? Um, and one of the ones that I thought that I could get into was like a crafts type project where, because I've been into recycling paper and making journals out of them. Um, some of you might not know I'm actually an atheist, and I'm also a Satanist, like an atheistic Satanist. And I'm really into the occult. I love like the forbidden like texts kind of thing, like don't read this type of thing, and get into it. Like why, why don't you want me looking into that? And I gravitate towards those things. I collect them. But you know, so I was thinking maybe I could have a channel dedicated to that type of thing. Well, excuse me. But I really have to be careful about what I do with it because I have to have a central theme that my channel revolves around. But I also have to have a sense of discipline and really stick to it because um, yeah, I can't just have a channel and not have some kind of a discipline or dedication towards it. Um, there are great many things that I've dedicated my time to that were really rich in activity that I'd gotten into I've written several books, and then after a couple years, it sort of just whittled away, and I really want to get back into that too. So that's going to be toward the end once I have a better sense of regular steady reading as well as writing. Uh, and but right now I think I'm gonna start with crafts, and one of those projects is gonna be talking about journal making and like how I make them, and then selling them, possibly putting on Etsy eventually if I have enough, if I have a good rhythm and able to make them, because um, and at some point I would like to do like a work from home project, because that's my goal, not just YouTube but in general, because I have physical limitations, I've got cognitive limitations, severe anxiety. So one of my big goals is to get a steady work from home type of a job, just due to my health issues. Um, Not to mention, I also have a blood disease, so when I'm in relapse, I can't drive. Because if I go lightheaded while I'm driving, it's dangerous. So I need to have a kind of steady sort of. It's like I have to eventually get a work from home job. It's So I'm thinking I want to kind of incorporate those things together and possibly make a YouTube channel out of that. And one of those being, BookTube, because I'm really into watching them. It gives me a lot of good tips for writing, because these are the people as a writer that you're marketing to, and when they tell you what they like or don't like about it, it really gives you a lot to meditate on, and I've found it extremely valuable. So I want to get into that as well eventually, once I've got a better understanding and a better memory, a better comprehension. But for now, I think I'm going to try and do a combination of crafts and the occult, like some type of a combination of the two, where I'm making things. I talk about my interest in the occult, maybe throw some black metal in there or something, I don't know. And I imagine after this point it's gonna be a while before I make another video, because like I said, I don't do this regularly. I'm not very good at it. I'm not good at keeping up with things. But I want to build a community. I want to build a kind of communal space for myself and people who share the same interests. Because yeah, it's just those are the things that tend to engage me, is when I'm in a space where the people around me share the same interests and we can communicate about them. And that's what really gets me charged. It's what gives me energy, is when things are reciprocal. So I'm gonna start off with some crafts, some occult practices, try to combine the two, and see where it goes from there. And we'll see when I make another video. Alright then.